Welcome back, and to run us through the dailies today, we've got Mr. Sylvester Ebodaghe, who is the publisher of National Daily Newspapers. Thank you for coming on this morning.
My pleasure.
Let's start with Nigerian Tribune and see what they've got. The lead story here today: I know what Nigerians are going through. Buhari, look at the riders, assures of government's determination to provide basic needs, other amenities. Says corruption will be rooted out through appropriate legal measures, warns avengers not to mistake his readiness to dialogue for weakness. As group blows up more oil facilities in Warri, lay down your arms, ACF tells them so. They pack so much in the rider with that lead story, so you find them on pages 4 and 9. But him saying here that he knows what Nigerians are going through. You think the message is getting down to the people?
Well, whether it is coming late, I don't know, because for him to be categorical is proof that some feedback have probably got into him, and that a lot of Nigerians feel that he's out of touch. Actually, he doesn't quite appreciate what the ordinary man on the street is going through. So I would say good to know that he knows what Nigerians are going through, because interacting with a couple of people, just seeing on social media the interactions in the last few days, many citizens are like, we see every day the palatious dinner and hosting of dignitaries, but are you aware that we only see it on the pictures? We don't have that experience at home. And seeing a few days ago, the president also hosting some IDPs and disabled, was quite interesting. But we hope that indeed Mr. President is aware, that he knows, and beyond just knowing, Nigerians want to see action. Yes, government is determined. We know, yes, government is determined, but Nigerians want to see tangibles. They want a change, in their standard of living. They want an improvement. Again, this is one of those promises. Permit me to say, Nigerians are going to say, yes. We hear these things again and again. You told us this before the elections, during your inauguration. You told us this, but we want to see action. We want to see things change for us, and I think that's what Nigerians want to see. And beyond what the president has said, he must now match this statement with actions, with the needed policies and deliberate interventions of government.
For instance, give us an instance.
Looking at the monetary policies and the flip-flop lately, and how it is affecting cost of living, the CBN would have to look at it again. Because cost of living is skyrocketing, and the income is not rising commensurately. And that has to be addressed. That has to be addressed. Nigerians still provide their own power. That has got to be addressed. So these are still the issues we've dealt with over time. But nothing seemed to have been done tangibly. And that's what I'm saying. That, yes, great to know that Mr. President knows. Now, Mr. President, now that you know, what are you going to do?
Well, not just at the center, but you also have states going through some challenge. It doesn't get any better as well. Kogi uncovers 9,000 ghost workers as governor says state is sick.
It's quite amazing how many ghost workers we keep uncovering from the various states and federal levels. Every government that comes in uncovers ghost workers, and before he leaves, he also injects in more ghost workers for the next government to uncover, and then it's just going.
Injected
No, what I'm saying is under his watch, more ghost workers come into the system, and then the government after him. And again, why can't we use simple technology to deal with this issue?
Which is, I think, application of the BVN now is said to have facilitated the exposure of, I think, that fresh wave of ghost workers we saw in the Federal Ministry of Finance, for instance. But who knows? I haven't read the story. It could also be a similar scenario playing out here. But
there's a whole lot of human manager solutions out there that states could deploy. We didn't have to wait for BVN, and they all have it. So why are these solutions not detecting these errors? Is somebody somewhere simply looking the other way?
Page 11 perhaps will give a lot more detail to that one. Let's quickly flip to the back page where you got sports. Oh, they have a lot of it here today. And trying to see if there's any local scenario here. Well, yeah, not that much. But there's a lot of focus on Euro 2016 semi-final. No contention between Ronaldo and Bale. So these are two teammates, and another interesting matchup is going to be
Indeed,
tonight.
it will be, because
to distract us from.
I personally look forward to the outcome, not just the outcome, but I just really want to enjoy it, because these are two very fantastic players who have been teammates.
Who do you see going through?
Portugal has not been quite fantastic. I mean, they've just barely survived all the scare, but you know, there's an extent to which such styles can really take you. So if they don't come to the party today ready, they're going to be shocked. Like we saw, I mean, who would have expected Wales would deal a serious blow to Belgium? Because looking at what Belgium paraded, one would have thought that Belgium would simply have a walkover, but it wasn't going to be so. So with Euro 2016, anything is possible.
Getting to see the more underdogs in soccer. But leadership is next. Edith Futri is still making front page. I appreciate your sacrifices. The president tells, PMB tells Nigerians. Saraki Dogara Lasun, others preach peace and unity. But let's look at this one just beneath the masthead. No cause for alarm. Abiru assures Skybank investors, customers.
Well, I mean, it's easier said, because once a customer's confidence is eroded, as far as banking is concerned, it's very difficult to get that customer back. She has a lot of, I mean, whether it's a she, I don't know exactly, but this new CEO and the new management of Skybank has got a lot of work to do to restore customers' confidence, because nobody wants to leave his funds in a bank considered to be a sinking bank.
Okay, look at the other one we have here. Extended Salah holiday deepens Abia Guba crisis. Ikpeazu knows fate on Friday. Looks like everything has been postponed.
Yeah, I mean, the one more day, quite interesting. But again, looking at the situation in Abia, I just hope that the security agencies are on top of their games, because we can't afford anything to go wrong there, because if you know the history of Abia, it's an extremely volatile environment, and they can't afford to allow these standoff to further degenerate. While we wait for the courts, I hope that our security agencies are working and they're talking to both parties, and those considered to be behind the scenes should maybe take their hands off these issues and really consider the fact that no person's ambition is worth the life of any.
So you think there's a possible puppet master or masters somewhere?
We've been reading, we've been watching, and to deny that fact will be a disservice to our conscience. Clearly, some things are not going on well, and the way we're seeing things turn out, clearly there's certain behind the scenes, and I think we can't afford to plunge Abia State into any crisis at the moment, because there are already too many crises, too many issues around the country, and we can't afford to add one more.
That's it for leadership this Wednesday.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, Daily Times is next, and then you find this one, Eid al-Fitr holiday. U.S. warns Lagos hotels of possible terror attacks. advises citizens to avoid hotels frequented by expatriates on waterfronts. We're aware of the warning and working hard to ensure nothing of such happens, as according to the Lagos Police Chief. Troops kill 4 Boko Haram terrorists in Borno ambush, avert attack. What do you make of this warning?
Well, making it public, I don't know if that is really the best way to go about it, because an information as serious as this, I thought that the U.S. Embassy should have engaged our relevant security agencies and work with them to ensure that they keep Lagos safe. This appears quite alarming, but the necessary cautions will be taken, and I'm sure that our security agencies will work with the citizens to ensure that we keep Lagos safe.
So you have that confidence?
Oh, sure. I mean, Lagos has always been under serious threats over time, and I must commend some of the security agencies because I'm aware of what a lot of them do, and again they effect arrests, they stop these guys before anything really goes wrong, and I'm sure that in the same way they would approach this warning and ensure that we continue to keep Lagos safe, because we can't afford to allow anything to go wrong in Lagos, because as we speak today, Lagos is too central, not just for Nigeria, but indeed for the continent. And we can't afford to allow the terrorists have their way in Lagos.
Strike. We have surplus patrol, NNPC tells Pengasan. This was seen predicated on the warning recently coming that there could be a scarcity coming again. Are you assured by this? NNPC saying we have surplus patrol?
Not quite, because we should find out why there was likely going to be scarcity. Now, you have surplus, and when that surplus is consumed, what are you going to do? Are you having additional supplies? The people who are bringing in the products are saying we have a problem. Again, that takes us back to the issue of the systematic devaluation of the Naira that we experienced recently, where from 197, they now have to get dollars officially at 282. And yet we say that currency has not been devalued. I don't know how else to devalue a currency. Now imagine you have pegged the price at 145, not more than 145.
Yeah, for petrol products.
For petrol products.
All right, let's quickly go to break, but we'll be back in just a moment. Do join us again.